Welcome everyone to the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. For those of you who are new, I'm the IEP Coach, and this is the Coaching Corner where we talk about all things special education every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before we go any further, excuse me, I just want to say I'm happy to be here with all of you, and make sure you share out this live with as many people as possible. Go ahead and share out the live, and let me know where you are tuning in from. We are streaming live on our Facebook, our Instagram, our LinkedIn, and our YouTube pages. So make sure you go ahead and share out this live. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Hello. So, we are going to be talking about making sure your child over the summer break doesn't do that dip. You know how they do that dip? It's like they're out of school and then it's like it's just all fun and they're not doing anything to keep up with their skills. We're just going to talk about some tips so that way you can keep up with those skills with your child. So that way, when they return back to school, it's not so much of a catching up. Oh, is it Shanique? Did I say your name right? From Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. Welcome to the Coaching Corner. I'm so happy you're here to join us. Oh, on Instagram, we got some people from Brooklyn here. All right, we got some Philly people. Okay. So, yes, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So, we get this question a lot from a lot of our parents. They're like, well, what can we do over the summer? I don't want my child, falling behind. What can we do? Oh, I said your name right. Awesome. I hate when people butcher my name. So I always want to make sure I pronounce people's names right. So people always ask us, oh, we have Alicia from Montgomery County. We got people from Jersey. All right, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. So again, we're going to focus on things parents can do to keep their child, I want to say just productive over the summer, because I know, when the summertime comes, you want to have fun, you want your kids to have fun, you want to give them a break, but then also you do want to keep some type of routine for them so that way they can, continuously work on things they need to work on. So that is one of the first tips, is to have a routine for your child. So yes, it is summer and you are more lax, but still have a routine and still have that structure, because your child is going from a schedule from, let's say school starts 8:30 all the way up till probably 3:30, and they're going to go from structure to no structure. That's a lot. So you want to make sure you keep some type of structure, some type of routine with your child, so that way they keep a little bit of normalcy of that schedule. You know what I mean? They know what they're going to do, basically throughout the day. Okay? So, first tip is to have the structure, excuse me, to have a schedule and to maintain that routine. Okay, so instead of, hey, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock for some kids, hey, they're getting up at, you may say 9 or you may say 10. Okay. Oh, have them eat their breakfast, have them, whatever you want them to do. Make sure you plan it out, and plan it out with your kid, so that way they feel a part of it and they don't feel like you just plan this for them and then boom, here they got to do this. They have to do your schedule, like include them in the planning of the schedule, so that way they can take more accountability with following that schedule and following that routine. All right. Next thing you want to do is you want to work on different skills that they need to learn. So definitely work on social skills. This is something that is lacking with a lot of children, and it's not just children who they may have a disability that causes them to not be able to read body language or things like that, but just children in general. Social skills, being able to converse with someone else, understanding you need to have proximity between you and the other person when you're speaking, understanding, taking turns when you talk. And one way you can do this to work on social skills is you can play games with your child. Play board games. You have to converse. It teaches you turn taking. It teaches you how to speak to each other. Those are definitely skills that they're going to need in adulthood. Social skills, knowing how to have a conversation, knowing how to converse with someone, watching your tone, and making sure you give people time to speak and share what it is they want to share. Okay, so we said maintain a routine. Social skills practice, even have some play dates, have some dates where you're meeting up with family, they meeting up with relatives, cousins, it could be friends, people in the neighborhood. You can have a play date. This will also help with the practice of the social skills. So it's not just, hey, they're practicing skills with family and, hey, I'm this way with my family. No, you can practice with friends in the neighborhood or people in the neighborhood. Okay. The next one is you want to make sure you're making their learning fun. Hey, they were just in school for what? You were in school September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. You're in school about 9 months, 8, 9 months. You want to make sure that the learning that you're doing over the summer, you're making it fun for them. So again, you want to include them in the planning and ask them, hey, what are some things you think will be fun for you to learn about? Let's say you're working on reading comprehension. What are some books you want to read? Or let's go to the bookstore and pick out a book. Let's go to the library and pick out a book. Let's pick, and also, hey, audio books may help you with your children being able to listen to the story and follow along in the physical book is very helpful. And I want to say a tip for parents, definitely if your child has trouble with comprehension, not comprehension, comprehension, you can definitely ask teachers like what are the books you're going to get for they need for next year, and you can read them over the summer with your child and have the audio with it too. So that way, hey, they may not remember everything about this book, but when they go back, they will remember some things. So definitely, if you have an Audible subscription, definitely keep that. Or if you don't have one, get one, because you can definitely, get the have your child listen to the audio of the book and read it too. And you can do this while you're driving in the car too. Versus, now I understand you need quiet time in the car, but sometimes, hey, you can listen to the book, and it could be a book that your child has to read for school. All right. The next tip is you definitely utilize online learning tools. There's so many different I want to say platforms that are online to assist with learning. So you have something called ReadWorks. That's a website that's online, and that you can it's free, and you can download reading comprehension passages. Um you can filter it by grade level. You can filter it by subject level. You can filter it if you want to do nonfiction, if you want to do fiction. So these are some, that's one example. There's something called No Red Ink. That's something I used to use a lot when I was in a classroom. I taught English, so it focuses a lot on English and grammar and writing. You have a lot of different math tools. You have Khan Academy that you can use. You have IXL that you can use. There's so many different programs. And if you're not sure, touch base with the school and see, oh, what online programs can I use with my child? Those programs that I just mentioned, I was just thinking off the top of my head that I have definitely used before. Okay. So we said maintain a routine. We said do social skills practice, blend learning with fun. Definitely utilize online tools. And also, there is an add-on for Google called Read and Write. It reads back the text to the student, to your child, and it also does it on if they're reading an online article, it'll read it back to them as well. So you can definitely look into adding that add-on to your computer, to your browser. It's called Read and Write. I loved it. I use it all the time when I was teaching English. All the time. We use it every time we were writing, because I use it as a part of the editing part. The students had to use their read and write so they can hear their writing back to them. So that way they can make necessary corrections before they turned it into me for me to look it over. All right. You definitely want to work on life skills with your child. This is cooking. This is cleaning. You're working. You're working on those executive, function skills, your life skills. These are things you need in life. Knowing how to go shopping, knowing how to budget money, learning how to budget money, learning how to move around your community, how to get around your community, cook, like I said, cooking, cleaning. These are all things that are part of skills you need to know in order to um, make it through life. You need to know how to do these things. So these are definitely skills that you can work on. And I see your question, Alicia B_eats. Give me 1 second, and then I can address your question. Um, these are things that you can work on. And something that I have shared often is go on Pinterest. they have so many different ideas on how to get children into cleaning, and you can make it a fun way. You can make a cleaning station for your child, teaching them how to clean. You can do cooking activities with your child, like especially you want to teach them how to make a snack for themselves or a meal for themselves, because you could be working and your child gets home before you, so you want them to be able to have a snack. You can show them how to make a snack without using appliances that require adult supervision or adult assistance. So you can teach them how to use the microwave, teach them how to use, I know some parents teach their children how to use, what's it called? Not a deep fryer. What is an air fryer? Air fryer. Teach them how to use an air fryer. So those are some things that you can teach them. Also, already have, um, do like meal prep with your child. Already have fruits and things cut up so they can make their own snacks when they get home. These are things that you can do at home, and definitely, again, go on Pinterest because they have so many um, different things that you can do. And also, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your child over the summer. If you have Pinterest, make a Pinterest board of activities you want to do over the summer. I used to have so many Pinterest boards when I was still a teacher. When we would have Black History Month, I named my board Black History, and all the different ideas that I saw on Pinterest, I added it to that board so that way when I come back to it, I can see which activities I want to do. You can do this. You can add different things that you find on Pinterest, add it to your board. So that way, when you go look at your board, you can shift through it to see what is realistic for you to do, what can you actually do, versus what's something that you may say, hey, I may try it at a later time. Okay, so definitely utilize Pinterest, the website, and they have an app as well. You can go in there and find so many different activities to do for life skills. All right. And then last but not least, you definitely want to make sure your child gets physical activity in. A lot of times our kids are eating and sitting, eating and sitting. You want to get your child moving, just like you want to make sure you get movement in. Get moving in with your child. You can take them to the track. You can take them to the park. You can take them outside with their bike. You can do a walk with your child. You can do a jog with your child, ride bikes, go skating. These are all physical things. You can take your child to the gym with you, and you guys can perhaps do one of the workout classes, or find a video on YouTube. It could be Zumba. It can be you dancing with your child. Um, Line dancing. Yeah, I take a line dance class on Thursdays. When you have back-to-back line dance songs and you're doing a line dance, you will be sweating. So line dancing is a fun way to get the movement in, or you just playing music and dancing with your children. That is movement. Okay, you definitely want to make sure you get physical activity in with your children. Hey, take them to the park, just let them run and keep an eye on them. That's physical activity. Kids like to be outside. Give them a break from the devices and get outside and get moving and run around, play tag, skateboard, skates, bikes. Have them get that physical activity in. Okay? So, the tips for parents of what to do with your child over the summer is maintain a routine, definitely do social skills practice, blend learning with fun, definitely utilize online learning tools, work on life skills, and have physical activity. Okay? Make sure you get that physical activity in. Okay? So this way, your child's summer will be productive and fun. Okay? All right. Now, if you have questions, put them in the comments. I see Alicia B_eats has a question, so I'm going to do her question first. And then if I see any other questions, I will address those questions. So if you have questions, you can put them in the comments. If you have a special education question, an IEP question, put that in the comments as well, okay? All right, so Alicia B_eats, you asked, hold up, let me make sure I can see it. You asked, please, if you don't agree with an IEP, how do you appeal it, or what steps should be taken? Alicia, does the student already have the IEP, or they don't have it yet and it's been recommended? And it's being recommended, excuse me. Do they already have it, Alicia, and you don't agree with it? Or is the school recommending that the student gets an IEP? Let me know, because that'll help me answer your question. So, but I can answer both ways. If your child already has an IEP and you don't agree, my son has a safety concern of elopement. He already has an IEP. Okay. So, all right. So if your child has an IEP and you don't agree with the IEP, you don't want your child to have it at all, or do you want some changes made to the IEP, Alicia? I just want to make sure I understand. And I see where you wrote he has a safety concern of elopement. So do you want changes made to the IEP, Alicia, or you don't want the IEP at all? So if you want, I'm going to answer both. If you want changes made to the IEP, Alicia, you can request an IEP meeting at any time, and you can address it to the principal, address it to their case manager. Okay, you should definitely changes for one-to-one in kindergarten next year. So you should definitely schedule changes for one-to-one in kindergarten for next year. You should definitely schedule a meeting now, because this is the time that the children that are coming from pre-K or coming from early intervention, get ready to go into kindergarten. They are writing those IEPs and they're having those IEP meetings. So you can definitely schedule a meeting. Um, you definitely want to address put it in writing. Everything you're requesting, put it in writing, so that way you have the date and all that. You can send it to the principal of the school, send it to the case manager of the school, the special education liaison, whoever is that special education lead at the school. Address it to them as well, and also the guidance counselor, and request to have a meeting. And definitely include the pre-K or the early intervention team. Definitely include them as well, and share why you're making that request, why they need the one-to-one for next year. And also, you can do the meeting now, and then also you can do the meeting prior to the school year starting. So, I'm not sure exact. Oh, you said you're in Alabama. Wait, I think you said you're in Alabama. Yes, you're in Maryland. Excuse me, you're in Maryland. So you may be starting at the end of August, or it was today, and they said they could not do that. Okay, so, and this is a public school. They're saying that they can't do a one-to-one. They can do a one-to-one. They don't want to. That's probably what it is. They can do a one-to-one, or they may be saying he's not in need of it because for some reason they don't see enough data to say that your child needs a one-to-one. But if your child already has a one-to-one and there is data showing that your child definitely elopes, he should start that placement with a one-to-one, and then as he's there and he gets acclimated, if that behavior changes, then I can see them reducing the one-to-one. But if he's already having elopement um needs, he should definitely go to the school, go to kindergarten with his one-to-one. um yeah, that's exactly what they said, that there isn't enough data to show that he needs a one-to-one. Yes, that's exactly what they said. Um, so Alicia, if there is data to show that he elopes, um, you can definitely push again for him to get to one-to-one, and even have the school that he currently is at, the pre-K program or the early intervention program, to support you with that. Um, and then also, not enough data. Oh, okay, they said it wasn't enough data. Um, because perhaps they could be looking at it as it's not consistent, like it could be sporadic, and that is why they're saying, oh, he doesn't need the one-to-one. And I understand you're like, well, I don't want to wait till the school year start, and then he's having these issues, and he's eloping, and they have no support. Um, you can definitely Alicia, send me a DM so I can give you some additional information too, because definitely you can still request for it, especially if you feel there is enough data. You can also see what his kindergarten classroom will be like, because there could be an aide in the classroom with the teacher who can support her with all the children in the classroom, and they could be looking at it as, oh, there's support in the classroom already, there is no need for a one-to-one. But we can have this. I can send me a DM, Alicia B_Eats, and I can share some more information of things that you can do. Let me see if there's any other questions. I don't see any other questions. Definitely, everyone, make sure you tune in next Tuesday. We're having a special live because it is our anniversary of our book, Because of Her. If you have not gotten your copy of Because of Her, let me tell you how you can get a free copy. So, Because of Her is the book that we self-published, is a true story of what it was like growing up with a sibling with a disability. Now, when you schedule a strategy call with us, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 60 minutes, you get a free copy of our book, Because of Her. Now, it's for the first 10 people, okay? So, here is the link if you want to do a 30-minute call with us. And if you're on Instagram, just click the link in our bio. It is right there. And I'm going to share the link. If you want to do a 60-minute call, I'm going to share the link here with you guys. This is if you want to do a 60-minute call. So the first 10 people who book a call, you will get a free copy of our book, Because of Her. All right. Now, if you're like, hey, I just want to purchase the book, I'm going to drop that link for you right now. So, Because of Her is a true story what it was like growing up with my little sister who has an intellectual disability. So, I'm basically sharing my experience, which is the sibling experience, and I tell it from my perspective because you don't hear about the journey of the sibling too often. You really don't. A lot of times you hear from the parents, you hear from the guardians. You don't hear about the sibling experience, and we are impacted just as much as the parents are. So this is definitely worth a read because I talk about, and here is the link for the book. And if you're on Instagram, click the link in the bio. I talk about just the feelings of, I was feeling embarrassed at first, and then I talk about being overprotective of my sister, and all of that, and also just the impact she has had on my life. I talk about that, and because again, you don't hear about the siblings' journey. We are impacted just as much because a lot of times we're the ones we're the ones supporting our siblings. Not saying that the parents don't, but we're the ones supporting them. How often do you say, oh, okay, for me, Jamila, oh, take your sister in, go do this, or take your sister outside with you, tie their shoes, help them zip up their coat. Oh, can you get their snack for them? We are supporting our siblings the most. We're together a lot of the time. So we are impacted just as much. And sometimes we feel like we're the parent too. Okay. So if you would like a free copy of the book, click the links that are in the chat. If you book a strategy call with us, you get a free copy of the book, Because of Her. It's for the first 10 people. And if you rather just purchase the book yourself, I just dropped the link in the chat. If you're on Instagram, click the link in our bio, and you can you can schedule a strategy call. You can purchase the book as well. All right. So remember, make sure you tune in next Tuesday. We're having our Because of Her anniversary live, and we have a special guest. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it. So I made sure the person can actually come. So we're having a special guest. So again, if you have any questions after this live, you can definitely message us, DM us, message us. We are very responsive, and we will get back to you. And as always, like I tell you every week, please be kind to yourself. Please give yourself grace, and please be safe. I will see you all next Tuesday for our anniversary live. Have a great and safe evening.